Okay, today we're going to check out the longest time without sleep. As always, we're going to start with Google. Okay, let's see what it says. The longest scientifically documented time a human has gone without sleep is 264.4 hours. That's 11 days and 24 minutes, achieved by 17-year-old Randy Gardner in 1964 for a science fair project. While other official records, like Robert McDonald's 453-hour claim exists, Gardner's feat remains the most cited, accompanied by significant temporary cognitive and physical impairment. Oh my goodness. Yeah, don't do that to yourself. Key details on sleep deprivation. The record holder, Randy Gardner, 1964 11-day experiment, was monitored by researchers at a naval hospital and included side effects like irritability, memory loss, and hallucinations. Yeah, what the hell? There's a reason we sleep. Anyway, impact on the body. After just 72 hours, the urge for sleep become unbearable and individuals may experience paranoia and hallucinations. Damn, why the record stop? Guinness World Records no longer tracks this record due to the serious long-term health risk associated with extreme sleep deprivation. Safety warning. Attempting to stay awake for extended periods is extremely dangerous and cause severe, sometimes lasting physical and psychological damage. While Gardner did not suffer long-term effects, it is not recommended to replicate this behavior. Bloody hell. Okay, Randy Gardner. So this is you. You are now 79 years. 19 October 1946. Let's see what he says.
17-year-old Randy Gardner broke the Guinness World Record for staying awake 11 days straight.
It only takes 200 milliseconds when you're not paying attention that the car is going in the right direction.
When you're sleep deprived, your brain will fall asleep, whether you notice or not.
Bloody hell. Okay, that was interesting. Okay, so the wiki page, Randy Gardner sleep deprivation experiment. Randy Gardner, born 1946, an American man from San Diego, California, who once held the record for the longest amount of time a human has gone without sleep. Between December 1963 and January 1964, the then 17-year-old Gardner stayed awake for 11 days and 24 minutes, breaking the previous record of 260 hours held by Tom Rounds. Gardner's record was then broken multiple times until 1997, when Guinness World Records ceased accepting new attempts for safety reasons. Robert McDonald at 18 days and 21 hours. After completing his record, Gardner slept for 14 hours and 46 minutes. Awoke naturally around 8:40 p.m. and stayed awake until 7:30 p.m. the next day. What's the limit to how long a human can stay awake and why we don't monitor the record? In 1997, we stopped monitoring the record for the longest time to stay awake. The record holder at the time was Robert McDonald, who went 453 hours and 40 minutes. 18 days and 21 hours and 14 minutes without sleeping in 1986. Although we no longer monitor the record due to the inherent dangers associated with sleep deprivation, we can say that no one is known to have broken it since McDonald. That poses the question, is it truly impossible for a human to stay awake for 19 consecutive days? And just how dangerous is it to forego sleep for such a long period of time? In order to estimate the upper limit of how long a human can go without sleep, let's first look at how far the boundaries of human wakefulness have been stretched over the years. So we've got 1950s, then we had 23-year-old Hunter, Broadcasting Florida's W. Peter Tripp reaching the 200-hour mark. His emotions became highly erratic, his perception slowed, and then he began to suffer hallucinations and delusions. Crap. Elsewhere in Florida, Dave Hunter managed to stay awake for 24 hours longer than Tripp, clocking 225 hours, 9 days and 9 hours to secure the world record. He was not reported to have suffered any ill effects. Neither was Tom Rounds, another 23-year-old radio DJ who broke the record later in the same year by staying awake for 260 hours, 10 days and 20 hours, while sitting in a department store window display. What the hell? Years later, Dr. William Dement, one of the sleep researchers who monitored Peter Tripp during his record attempts, stated that the Ritalin administered to Tripp was far more likely to have caused his paranoia and hallucinations than the lack of sleep was. Yeah, that makes sense. 1960s. 1964, a year that would prove to be the big one for sleep deprivation records. 17-year-old high school student Randy Gardner. Okay, that was him. But this is old Randy in his 60s. I could not sleep. I would lay in bed for 5-6 hours, then sleep maybe 15 minutes, and wake up again. If you don't get enough sleep, your body will just say, "We're going to sleep," but it never happens. 1974, yet another 23-year-old Californian claimed the record. This time, Roger Guy English stayed awake for 288 consecutive hours, 12 days, in a waterbed showroom. What? Without any stimulants other than coffee. Biggest breakthrough in sports, staying awake, rocking chair marathon. She pushed the limit to an unprecedented new time of 449 hours. That's 18 days and 17 hours. 1980s, in 1986, Robert McDowell of Mariposa, California. Did I say that right? I don't know. Broke Maureen Weston's record with an eye-watering 453 hours and 40 minutes. It's 18 days and 21 hours, 14 minutes spent awake. Just like Maureen was performing a rocking chair marathon. As he neared the end of his attempt, the 27-year-old stuntman told UPI, "It hasn't been easy. I'm ready to collapse because I've had a hard time keeping any food down." What are you guys doing to yourself? What's wrong with you? I guess anything for fame, fortune, and romance. And then we've got a quote. "Sleep is just one of those keys, absolutely fundamental part of human nature. We need our sleep. And I think that's why this is a particularly fascinating record, because challenging the extremes of something that is so absolute is key to understanding who we are as a species." From the Guinness World Records editor-in-chief.